If you've ever said to yourself, I want a podcast, but I don't know what it should be about, then this video is for you. Hello, my name is Mark Steadman, and I run the podcast hosting company Podiant, and I want to bring you actions that you can apply to your podcast today. And we're going to start with a question that is really common among new podcasters. What should I do my podcast on? I want to start a podcast. What should it be about? And if that is a question that you are facing now, then maybe think about flipping that question on its head. Instead, maybe start to think about, what do you want to achieve? What would having your own podcast allow you to do? The next question is, what are your listeners going to get out of having your podcast? What is it that you have to offer to your listeners that is going to make them compelled to subscribe and listen each week or each 2 weeks? And podcasting is a great way to help you connect with people in your field. It's a great way to prove your own expertise. So whether you've got a unique perspective to share, or you want to talk to other experts that share a similar perspective or come from a similar industry, it's a great means of doing that. It's also just a great way to hang out with people and spend time with people, or to keep people informed about important information in their community. But if you've ever listened to a podcast and you've thought, God, I can do better than that, or my podcast is already better than that, then it's important to think about the audience that they've already brought, because that really changes what they are able to do with the time that they have available. Because time and energy, it takes a lot of time and energy to make a podcast episode. Now, I don't tell you that to try and dissuade you. Far from it. I just want to get you ready and set your expectations a little bit, because not only does it take time and energy to produce an episode, but it also takes time and energy to market each one. And in some cases, it might be the same amount of energy. Podcasts and podcast episodes aren't marketing pieces in their own right. Much like cereal is only part of a balanced diet, podcasts are only part of a marketing strategy. They are not your complete marketing strategy. Now, if you're not doing this for marketing, if you're just doing this for fun, then you are already winning. You are already on the right track, and there are plenty of podcasts that are super enjoyable and really compelling that are just made for the fun of it. But if your expectations are different, then you need to start thinking about what makes your work stand out. It doesn't have to be unique, but it's got to stand out. It's got to stand above or beyond what other people are doing. Another way to think about this is, what is your unfair advantage? What do you bring? What perspective or voice do you bring that other people don't in your industry? The next thing to think about is audience. If you've already got an audience, be that through email marketing or a Twitter or an Instagram following, if you're an influencer, then converting them into rabid fans is exactly what podcasting is great for, because you can build these intimate relationships. Now, if you don't have an audience yet, it's a slightly more uphill battle. It's very difficult to seed an initial audience with a podcast. But if you've got a small audience, you can start to grow it. And we've got tools and guides to help you grow that audience, which you'll find on our website. Now, if you're listening to me talk about this and you're thinking, I don't know if podcasting is right for me right now, that is absolutely fine. It doesn't have to be the right tool for the job right now. There are so many ways for you to tell your story or to show your expertise. You've got audiobooks, you can do a short video series, you can do an ebook, you can write an email marketing campaign or a drip campaign, you can write a series of blog posts. There are lots of different ways that you can tell your story or share your perspective. And of course, if you do want to start a podcast, if you haven't already, then I urge you to try out Podiant. It is a wonderful podcast hosting service, and you can get a 14-day free trial right now by going to podiant.co. You can find us on Twitter at PodiantHQ, and of course our website is podiant.co, Podiant.co. And if you want to get more videos like this, actionable advice that you can apply to your podcast right now, then subscribe to this channel and you'll get plenty more. So I'll see you in the next one.